Welcome back to SoundBites. I'm Rocksamson, and I just ate a handful of honeybees. This is the show where I, Rocksamson, and a guest get handed a recipe without knowing what we're actually making until the end. And also, I can't cook. Pretty much shallow. But this isn't really about food. It's about the people behind the stove who happen to be the same people behind the music you love. The engineers, producers, composers, executives. Today, they get the ingredients, the space, and the spotlight. And we get to learn from them. Let's see what our guest cooks up. This episode's powered by pros at LA Recording, helping artists, engineers, and producers connect and get paid. Book a pro or become one today at pros.larecording.com. Today we're joined by composer and production music expert Brad Marrapodi. Brad works in the world of sync, creating tracks that end up in film, TV, and advertising, basically helping make the music you hear every time you watch a screen. We're going to talk about how that world works, what makes music stand out for placement, and see how he handles himself in the kitchen. He claims to know his way around the stove. We'll see. Brad, get in here. What's up, Brad? How you doing, man?
Good, how you doing?
I'm all right. Better now that you're here because Lord knows, me flying blind, this is going to turn out horrible. But you actually know how to cook?
I'm pretty handy in the kitchen.
Really, really holding you to that today. Cue cards?
Okay.
We're going to cut onions, slice tomatoes, mince garlic, and chop thyme. You've got all the things here. Let's go ahead and get some onions cut.
All right.
So how long have you been making music collectively, just in general? Like, when did you start?
25 years ago?
What was the instrument that initially pulled you into it?
Definitely guitar.
What genre of music were you playing at first?
Rock, popular music. I went to Berklee College of Music, so then it was all jazz.
Oh, is that all they do out there?
That's pretty much their thing, yeah.
Stoners. What is one thing you couldn't have made music without back when you started, and you can't make music without now? Like your secret ingredient?
I think it's still a guitar.
Still a guitar.
It comes the most natural and easiest to just pick up and play and get ideas out. Something that still to this day is kind of the thing I reach for first.
Do you ever play with anything like where you can play it on guitar, but it comes out like a different kind of like sound or instrument or anything like that?
Yeah, it's good to, change it up to, or sometimes I'll grab an instrument that I don't really know that well and just see what kind of sound it's going to do. And there's no pressure because I don't have to be good at it because I don't know how to play it anyway. One day my wife walks in the house with an electric cello that somebody gave her for free. I was like, all right, great. And you plug it in and you just start doing weird shit with it. And then you're like, all right, I can play cello kind of. Not really, but you can make fun sounds with it. And then you embrace the chaos.
Was that what they used for the original Godzilla noise too?
Oh, maybe.
If I'm not mistaken, it was super loose, and then see, I'm not good at stringed instruments. I wish I was, but you gotta give me just something to slap around. I'm a little idiot kid.
Yeah, I bought a electronic drum kit because I told myself it was going to help me program drums better.
Oh yeah,
get more feel. But all I do is just rock out to Led Zeppelin, classic rock. Yeah, I just go hard on the drums and get no work done.
I love watching somebody jam on one of those without hearing what they're actually playing because it's just. Did you always know you wanted to work in music for picture?
Once I learned that I actually could do something like that, then it was kind of a beeline towards that. And one day, a friend of mine in high school, I was talking to him, and he told me his aunt picks the songs that's on Dateline or some show. And I'm like, that's a job. And from there, that led me into other paths. And I found Berklee College of Music, who had a program for film scoring, one of the few at the time, and was just all in on it.
I feel like I couldn't be trusted with the music supervision thing. I would do my job well, but I'd throw in an Easter egg every once in a while, something just atrocious.
Or you could just put one of your own songs in there.
Yeah, it's about the same. Do you still write your own music outside of work?
I do.
Okay.
I write music at work. I write music when I'm not at work.
That's impressive. I feel like a lot of people, once it becomes work, kind of find it difficult to keep the passion. So, you get home, you're tired of looking at a computer or playing with an instrument, you just check out.
I never get up in the morning and I'm like, oh, I got to drag myself in to do this thing.
Thank God.
To be able to make a living in music is, something I feel really fortunate about.
Do you have a favorite project you've worked on?
I did a track a few years ago for the Super Bowl. It was about young female athletes breaking barriers, and it was this inspirational spot, and got to do some really interesting orchestral meets electronic stuff. And it was cool to see that on TV during one of the biggest events of the year.
Yeah.
Probably 2022, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. think we're chopped on onions here.
Those onions look chopped.
Did it say chop, or what did it say?
It said cut. It said cut onions.
Okay.
Did we misread that?
Should they have been
No, it's
sliced?
okay. Just like,
Son of a bitch! I thought you knew what you were doing.
I follow the directions to a T.
It's okay. I do the same thing. Is that ADD? Is that ADHD?
It's something.
It's something you can get diagnosed for.
There's definitely a problem.
I'm chopping the thyme with the Klingon blade. I forget what we called that. I hope you like twigs in your food. Is that okay? Am I doing it right? You proud of me?
nope.
Ah, shit. Sliced tomatoes. I feel like it's pretty obvious we're doing some kind of an Italian dish. Favorite shoe size?
10.
But if you wear a size 10. You said you moved here from New York. How long have you been out here?
23 years. I was tired of being cold and living where places had snow. Really, it was music. So I knew then that I wanted to do music for film and television and commercials. And so the best place to really get started seemed like Los Angeles.
Doesn't New York have like a booming like music scene? And I know it's different than out here, but...
Yeah, it is different. I think it's more like live music and theater. And there is a lot of advertising out there as well. But I was just drawn to palm trees and beaches and sunshine in addition to the music. So I figured I should just put all those things together in one place.
You said you played in a band or bands?
When I first got out here, I played in a couple bands and we would just do kind of little runs up and down the coast, play locally in town. It was fun. It was something to do and an excuse to like kind of hang out at a bar for like, 4 hours.
Hell yeah.
We were playing this place in Glendale. It's either called The Scene or The Smell. But I had this old, great 1957 Fender Super Amp. Thing is awesome. But it also, it had exposed wiring and, you would get shocked if you were wearing a guitar while you touched it. And we're just getting ready to play. I get on stage and I plug this thing in and there's an explosion from the outlet. I get shocked and I blow the power for the whole venue.
Sick.
We rocked.
Just for your information, this is how you make garlic.
Yeah, I'm taking notes. That is how you mince garlic. Come on, my fucking show and show me that. I helped. Thank you, Cade. Card girl. Card girl, let's go. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees. Put potatoes in a pot. Cover with salted water. Bring to a boil and cook 15 to 20 minutes until fork tender. Oh, Christ.
Do you know how to use it again?
Let's see.
I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I'm gonna defer to you on this one. How full do you think I should make this thing? It's like just
gotta
above
at
the
least
potatoes?
cover them. Yeah.
Let's go. Look at that water. Wet tates. There's two different things of salt up here. Do you have a specific? Am I dumping all of this into the water?
Oh,
That is not salt.
Now, $1 million question, Captain Chef. Do we start the 15 to 20 minute timer now or only after it starts boiling?
What's the card say?
Card doesn't specify.
Bring to a boil and cook 15, 20 minutes. So I think we boil
so-
first.
Okay, there it is. Okay. You spent a long time working in production music at various big companies. What does that job actually look like day to day?
What's great about it is that it changes from day to day. So it might start with listening to a bunch of music to give people feedback on the tracks they've sent, and then transition over to maybe some writing. Maybe you're in the studio for a session. You could also be doing spreadsheets and budgets, which suck. So it's a little bit of everything.
For people who don't know, what exactly is production or sync music?
So production music is music that's specifically made for sync licensing for film and television, advertising, commercials, trailers, gaming, anything where you're putting it against the picture. It doesn't have to be one or the other. You can have commercial music that's great for sync, and you can have sync music that does really well commercially.
That's a cool sentence. So we're gonna add oil to a pan, heat, add onions, saute until caramelized, and then drain potatoes and let dry. So we're gonna do a little of this. I don't think that I need to pour too much in there, but
Oh, it's good.
Okay, there we go.
Do you think we need this whole mountain of onions?
I'm gonna go crazy and say yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. This is about to just ruin our eyeballs.
At least you got glasses on.
Thank God. Nobody can see me crying like a wuss. Yeah, you want some sling? I got extras.
No, I'm okay.
Potatoes are semi-boiling. There's bubbles. Fuck! How is writing music for sync different from writing songs for like artists?
I think you want to write in a very similar way in terms of having authenticity, creativity, uniqueness. But in writing for sync, you're also thinking about how is this going to work in a scene? Is that guitar going to be too loud? Does it need a guitar solo? Is it going to be fighting dialogue? Do we need a break? Do we need a quiet section so that something can happen? Just thinking about how you would normally write a song and then the context it's used in.
So for the sync stuff, do you kind of just like, I really want to make like an action sequence or like an action movie. Let me just fucking shred it for a minute, make a bunch of music for that. Or is it something like where somebody's like, hey, this dude's like at a children's hospital and it needs to be super somber, and you manufacture it?
Yeah, it's more the latter. So you'll get an idea of what they want, whether it's we like this song or this is the scene and we want you to create something with this sort of palette. And so it's nice. People often tell me they really enjoy it because you kind of get this little box to work within and then just do whatever you want in this box.
I always love good constraints because otherwise when it's like, oh, just do whatever you want, man, you're like, fuck, man, I don't even know what I want to do. Are you mad?
No. I'm mad.
Are you mad at my potatoes? What's like a really weird request you've got? Was it like include bird noises or
barking dogs, meowing cats?
In the music.
In the music. We're going to do a joke on the show and we need you to make a track that is cats meowing happy birthday. And
sick, you did like jingle cats. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna open a birthday card maybe and a cat's meowing. We get weird stuff like that. Sometimes you get weird instruments. One time I got asked for something and I didn't even know what it was. I'm like, yeah, we can do that, no problem. And then hang up the phone and get right on the computer. And like, what did I just agree to do? You just start calling people and hopefully you find somebody.
That's sick. What makes a track syncable?
Really, it starts with great songwriting.
Yeah.
And great production. So if you have those two things, you're already ahead of the game. And then you start to refine it and think about the nuance of like, how do I make this the most useful for a music supervisor or a music editor or a showrunner that needs something. I know the type of songs they use and the type of scenes they're in. And then you can start to tailor it a little bit to that.
A lot of like pop music and stuff like that. It's all very like sample heavy or just like paying homage and kind of recreating stuff that we've heard before.
Right.
Do you guys ever do stuff like that with like the sync stuff?
Mostly try and start with an original element or idea or spark of creativity, and like before you know it, you're putting a whole track together and
everything just falls.
An hour, yeah.
Yeah. Who is your favorite composer?
Oh, all time, it's got to be Ennio Morricone.
Great choice. Great choice.
Yeah.
All those spaghetti westerns.
So when I was in Berkeley, one of the scores that we studied was Cinema Paradiso, and it was one of those things with the music. When I heard it, it was like just striking. I was like so moved by it, and it was amazing. And so from there, you go down the rabbit hole into the deep dive of other scores and other projects he's done, and just loved everything he did, the way he wrote. It really just resonated with me.
Love the fact that like Quentin Tarantino and stuff like that brings those soundtracks back into like a new light.
And it's great for sampling too.
Definitely.
That's the type of stuff that like RZA would sample,
It's funny because that's kind of how I find new music is when I'm working on music. It's like either I hear somebody put something out and I'm like, holy shit, like that is such an amazing sound. I wonder what the original source is for that. That Let 'Em Cook, the Glorilla, I think it was. That's just a reverse of Isaac Hayes' Ike's Mood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And that song on its own is just a work of art.
Yeah, I think that's the artistry of it too, is like finding that one little gem and then figuring out how to turn that into something even more interesting and then build a whole world around it.
If you want something super weird and you like your sound design and cinematic kind of film vibe, Amen Tobin, dude, that's one of my favorites. Foley Room was insane. That was like about the time I got into them. While this gets nice and hot, what's one thing you believe that some might consider a hot take?
Hot take!
just as a general life philosophy, if you're trying to be a good person, do good things, it will come back to you. And, in relation to the music business, I'm always trying to introduce artists to producers and artists to different labels and just connect people. I have seen that that's come back around in my own career where people have done things, gone out of their way for me. So I think,
Sick.
Karma.
Not always tit for tat, but it does come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hate the what's in it for me guys. You're like, I don't know, man. Like,
something somewhere down the line.
yeah.
But you can't operate that way or it's not going to work.
Icky. So, where the fuck is my card?
We're not ready for the next one.
Wait, what am I putting in the oven?
What does it say at the very fucking end of it? Right?
It
Wait,
says
what?
drain the potatoes and let them dry.
Well, we still have 8 minutes because it hasn't been boiling this whole time.
Wow. If you were a monster truck, what would your monster truck name be?
I'd have to say the Annihilator. It's all black.
All black, baby.
With one of those, like, World War II plane teeth thing
the
on
little
the front.
mouth thing on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then...
It's still fear.
Yeah, and then you'd have like the little notches on the side for all the other trucks that you took out.
Exactly.
Like, who's some artists you're listening to right now?
Like classic artists like Bowie and, Leonard Cohen and Paul Simon. And then on the more modern side, Ezra Furman, Mountain Goats, Beck, who's still making music. It's kind of a mix of old and new.
Lately, I've been listening to this thing called Trappin' in Japan, which is all like hip hop stuff, but it's cool because it's very cinematic samples. But then I'm like a real big fan of like 1970s Tokyo pop. Old Japanese pop music is so sick. These tates is tendy. Can I please have the next cue card? We're gonna spread those tates on a sheet, gently smash each potato, brush with olive oil, sprinkle with salt, pepper, smoked paprika, garlic, and herbs. And then we're gonna roast it for 35 to 45 minutes until golden and crispy around edges. Are you judging me for this yet?
I think we could use this if we do it gently.
Do you remember the first song you ever wrote or produced? How good is that memory, dog?
Not so good. The first one I did, like, professionally,
Yeah?
actually got on a show,
Okay.
was this song that me and a friend did. This is back before they kind of used to license things and think ahead and go, we're going to license this for any use. And they just licensed it for the original airing. So when they did the DVD, which used to be a thing,
money.
they had to replace all the songs.
Oh, boo.
And so we replaced this song. I can't remember what it was, but we did it and we, kind of stayed up at the studio all night doing it. And it's pretty good.
Do you ever give your songs like weird names?
Yes, but I also try and be cognizant of the fact that, like, the name is important. When people see the name, it's going to give them some idea of the track.
Yeah.
And so if you want your track to get used and you give it a really weird name, it might just get passed over.
See, this is why I could never work in music supervision, because I'd be looking at the one that's like, my cat is a dick, and I'd be like, that song's probably got legs. Let's get in the show.
I'd like to hear it.
It was pretty good. I sampled my cat meowing, but like super slowed down. So it was like a is. Now we're gonna brush them with olive oil. Are you someone who writes music every day or only when inspiration hits?
I try and do something every day musically. Like, songwriting is a craft, and it's like a muscle that you can work and get better at and get stronger.
How do you usually start a song? Do you use like a chord progression?
Sometimes it's drums just to get like a real vibe. If it's like more of a songwritery thing, it probably is chords. If it's like sample based, it's like finding that hook. Like I was doing one recently, and I was doing something with horns, and I'm like, all right, I got to find the right horn sample and then build a song around it.
It's got to have the right amount of horniness.
That's right.
So, Brad, what are your thoughts on this?
I think after we put it in the oven at 425 degrees for a good amount of time, it's going to transform.
Sprinkle with salt and pepper. Now, they judge me every time, but I go pretty heavy on that because it cooks out. Right? Am I crazy?
Potatoes need a lot of salt.
Fucking right they do. Let's go, dude. You can have this guy. I'll take this one, and let's just like Lady and the Tramp and meet in the middle.
Yeah.
When I cook, I do a lot of steak and stuff like that. I've undersalted so many times and you're just like, oh good, this is kind of bland.
Better over than under.
You know what I'm saying? You can always rinse it off.
Oops, that was a lot. It's gonna be fine.
I bet it's gonna be delicious.
Yeah. Who doesn't like garlic?
What is your favorite part of the music making process? Like sitting down and like knowing you're about to like get down to it and you're like happy place.
I think it's getting in a groove and like 2 hours go by and it felt like 20 minutes and you've got this song coming together and things are moving quickly and flowing.
I did Adderall one time and I thought I was crushing it, and then 11 hours later I was like, what the fuck is this? Prep again. Wow. Softly combine beef with salt, pepper, the garlic powder, and soy sauce. And then forming patties. And then we're pressing a small dimple at the center of each patty. I wonder what that's for.
This summer.
Tag of the killer
tomatoes.
tomatoes. Fun fact, she's not here today, but PJ, the stylist for the show, did hair for that movie. Meat! That's yours. I'm gonna take this one. Oh God, my meat juice went everywhere. I don't know if that's enough soy, but hopefully. Why'd you close it?
Sorry.
All right, you want this one?
Yeah, sure.
So while we're playing with the meat, what's the hardest part of finishing a song?
I think knowing when you're done, you can tweak all day, but at some point it's got to be done and only you can make that call.
Get in here, come on. Heat a pan, cook 2 to 3.5 minutes per side per patty for medium. Add cheese if desired. Remove potatoes from oven. Finish with flaky salt. Did we use all the flaky salt? Son of a bitch! Butter and toast buns in a pan until golden.
This is better for meat.
Let's go!
Cast iron, so let's do that.
Let's do that. I'm stupid. All right, here we go. Spattled everywhere. Studio tool, instrument, or plug-in you always come back to? I know you said guitar, but outside of guitar?
I'd have to go with like a 1073. You plug stuff into it and it sounds good.
Do you think that technology has changed the way people make music for the better or for worse?
We can do things today more convincingly than we could 20 years ago, like plugins. They sound way better today. Tools in your DAW can do things much quicker.
Do you think there's something to be said though about maybe somebody who had to like learn the hard way versus like how accessible it all is now?
Like I remember when I first started working at a studio and I was editing something and the older studio guy was like, oh, you guys, you don't even know what it's like to have to splice tape. Yeah, but I don't ever want to know what that's like because it serves no purpose at this point.
If you could collaborate with any artist or composer, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Might have to be like Paul McCartney or something,
Okay,
just
that's
to
a
like
good one.
work with a Beatle,
Yeah.
one of the most prolific songwriters of all time. I think we might be ready for cheese.
Let's get some cheese. Oh shit, pickles. Cheese. What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Partial to like blue cheese, like in a salad.
Yeah. If you ever get around to it, check out Buttercase. Man, I got this cheese guy who's my homie, and
No, it's good. Unexpected cheddar. You have that?
unexpected cheddar.
Yeah.
So you would just wake up with fucking cheese in your mouth?
The flavor is unexpected.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I got a cheese guy. How has the music industry changed the most since you first started working in it?
There's just so much more shows and films and projects that need music, and I think also it's much more approachable for unknown writers and artists.
I like to think that the internet's kind of a cool thing too with all of this.
Yeah.
What do you think artists misunderstand the most about the music business?
People think I have to be a writer, or I have to be an artist, or I have to be an engineer, or I have to do this. And really, I think the most successful people wear many hats and do many different things. And it makes you better at all those different things because you can get more work and do more things, work with more people.
Do me a favor, hold this up just a little higher real fast. How important is networking in the music industry compared to just making great music?
I think it's really important.
That's a fig butter?
Yeah.
Okay, both of these are?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because that's where you're going to meet.
Wait, that's both two tops.
I hope you like tops.
What's wrong with that?
Someone's getting two tops and someone's getting two bottoms.
Well, you know, some people pay extra for that.
People don't pay.
Do you think Captain Crunch accidentally put all those crunch berries in the oops all berries, or do you think that was intentional?
He knew what he was doing.
I thought so too. I was like, why are you saying oops?
These are ready for some cheese, but one no cheese.
No cheese. Man, okay, now what is one of the weirdest foods you've ever eaten?
Alligator.
Alligator's really good though. It does taste like chicken, right?
All I know is I got violent food poisoning,
Oh.
and I can't even think about it without getting nauseous. What's something you ate that you thought you were going to hate and you love?
Ooh. Ass.
I'm cutting that out.
What's your favorite condiment?
Ketchup.
Would you ever just drink ketchup?
When I was a kid, yeah.
So they gave us instructions on how to put together a hamburger. Scoop this. Ooh, look at that. Grilled onions. After you, sir. Do you want some tomato too?
Sure.
There we go. A little onion for me. Well, I'm gonna get a pickle.
Yeah, definitely pickle.
I don't want it on the burger. I like to take a bite of the pickle on the side, because I always feel like it makes it super soggy. Oh, look at all that juice.
There we go.
Dude, the potatoes actually look really good. I like this as a French fry substitute, I think. Okay, now the next task is to eat it as fast as you can before they get a picture.
No.
Meal's ready. Time to taste what we've cooked up. What's the most rewarding part about working in sync? You gotta answer while you're eating.
Being covered in meat juice.
What advice would you give to a young composer trying to break into sync?
Continue to write great songs and do some research. Find good sync companies with good reputations.
What do you wish artists understood about music licensing?
The rights that they need to be aware of in terms of what they retain ownership to, what they don't, and how that plays into their future earnings. I think education should be a part of any responsible sync company when they're working with artists, especially when they're new. Like at Squeaky Clean, we're doing a lot of different initiatives and events with different groups of young up-and-coming artists, engineers, writers to kind of educate them not only on the ins and outs of sync, but on the business side of how to approach different companies and hopefully go to them with a presentation that makes sense.
Damn, that's so cool.
I think we did pretty damn good.
I'm very proud of this. And the potatoes are just salty enough. Chef Brad's Banging Gourmet Burger. It's time for the last bite. One final thought, the last bite of wisdom for this episode. Word of wisdom.
Last bite.
Something profound, whatever you want. Just eat and talk.
I think the most important thing is to just keep going. No matter what roadblocks you hit, keep making music, keep doing it, and don't stop until you get where you gotta be.
Brad, thanks so much for coming on today, man. I know we made burgers, and that should not be a task, but I would have been lost without you. So thanks for holding it down as the official chef of the show for today. Man, thank you so much. Did you have a good time?
It was great. Thank you for having me.
Well, that's it for this episode of SoundBites. The food's gone, the stories have been told, but the flavor sticks around. I'm TV's Rock Samson. Stay hungry, stay motivated, and goddamn it, I can't read that last line.
SoundBites is brought to you by executive producers Unajensen, Rocksamson, Jensen, producers Veya Vereux, Emilia, Holt, Gonzales, Cindi, Jensen, episode cast Rocksamson, guest, director of photography Rich Abagon, camera A, Rich Abagon, camera B, Justin.Fleuriel, sound, Justin.Fleuriel, Jensen, music by Rocksamson, Jensen, Ben Katzman, editor Unajensen, Emilia Holt, hair and makeup Pj.olay, logo by Chili Millie, production associate Rick Monsey, photos and videos courtesy of guest, LA Recording, and pros at LA Recording.
If you're serious about your sound, tap in with pros at LA Recording. That's where the community builds.